Hello, I'm Liatos,
I'm Sohrab, Andaz, and we're both opinion columnists over here at the Daily.
and today we're talking about Phoenix Jones and his altercation with a citizen on the Ave, in which he incited mutual fight law in order to knock out an opponent.
So basically, mutual combat law, it's not written down anywhere. It's a case law that emerged out of a court case where a judge basically said if two people wanted to fight and they both agreed to it, there's nothing wrong with it and it's not against the law. So Miles, how do you feel about that?
Well, I think that it's a citizen's right to decide if they should have a fight with someone because I think that every citizen has situations where they might come into where they might need to fight in order to create a safe situation for themselves. As in the case of Phoenix Jones, there were these people were going to follow him, and that's just something that is a huge threat in our society. And I think that he was able to diffuse the situation by actually being able to fight the person.
Sure, but personally, I worry about the people who are on the scene when the fight is occurring. We were lucky that this fight had occurred at the wee hours of the morning on the Ave, but you can imagine if it had occurred during the daytime, the people who were on the would have been on the Ave at the time would definitely have been hurt. And I think about like in two ways, not just in the fight, like getting rowdy and injuring people, but also people like joining the fight themselves. That certainly poses a threat in very populated areas. But yeah, I also think that the law it undermines the ability of law enforcement. These are people who are supposed to protect us. It's their job to do so, and so I just think that it's a little bit archaic for superheroes to go out there to try and save the day or save themselves. Yeah, there are cops for that, but I also feel like it's archaic in the way that it's not actually written down anywhere. It would be nice to have like a very clean-cut law about what exactly you can and can't do, because the way it is right now, it's a little bit obtuse.
And I agree. I think that there are ways in which it needs the case law needs to actually be made into a law, but I don't think that it should be abolished. I think that in the case like you alluded to, how if there were bystanders that could have been in danger, I think that I shudder to think what would have happened if the police officer wasn't there in terms of the bystanders, because I think that it could have escalated into a situation where someone pulled out a weapon or something like that. And if that happens, you want a police officer to be there. So I think that's a huge issue with it. I also think that it shouldn't be abolished, but it should be regulated, because like other things in society that we've seen, like alcohol and drugs, the best way to handle them is to regulate them so that people can use them, because it's inevitably going to happen, and not have to have it be controlled so that it's safer and not largely detrimental to society. So I think that you can apply the same thing to fighting.
Sure. Looks like we're out of time. I'm Sohrab Andaz.
I'm Liatos.
If you have any questions, hit us up. But thanks for watching.